signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California has won the big game. 5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vane, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech Football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark. He's got the scoop, faster than a sprint. Calling plays like a coach, every word's a hint. From the courts to the fields, the stories unfold. Rick's play-by-play, worth its weight in gold. With a laugh and a growl, he'll pull you in. Big Dog's podcast, let the games begin. Big Dog Sports Talk, feel the bark, feel the bite.
Hey, how are you? We have made it to the Friday edition of the program. Hope you're doing okay wherever you might be. See, there's a graphic that says finally Friday. So, therefore, it's Friday. That's called being clever. Coach Elmo joins us coming up at 6:30. Mike Ashley, the open mic. and then Jen, the Gamecock girl, I think. Unless she's in parts unknown. Hit us up in the McClellan Chiropractic chat room, as many of you do, and then as many more of you do, hit us up on the Professional Door Incorporated text line at 391-0788. We have the winner of our Attorney Ryan Pry BDST Fan Question of the Week. There we go. Sorry. We'll get to that as well. That was who's going to play in the Natty, college football Natty. It was good. 68 votes this week. I think that's pretty good. We had a pretty exciting, I know. It was the Hall of Fame game last night. Carolina wins it late, 33-30. And, not to be, overreactionary, but it looked like a couple quarterbacks coming out of the ACC might be the best quarterbacks in the history of the National Football League. Carson Beck and Haynes King.
Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was out of nowhere.
Now, granted, there didn't seem to be a lot of resistance defensively. But you know what? That's okay. Don't want to take it away from the young men that were out there playing. Let's see how many sacks there were last night. There were 2 total sacks in the game. But Haynes King, 21 of 34, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also ran it for 40 yards and a touchdown. Just what he did at Georgia Tech. Steven, you know anything about Haynes King? And Carson Beck, 15 of 19, 188 yards and a touchdown. He had a 125.4 quarterback rating last night. And Haynes King had a 95.2 quarterback rating. And look, I'm completely aware that it's the first preseason game, and I understand that these kind of things don't matter whatsoever. Well, guess what? They do matter. They do matter more than you think. More than you think. I'm not saying all of a sudden these guys are going to push for starting jobs, but that's a good start for your quarterback depth. Your quarterback room took some nice positive steps last night if you're Carolina and the Cardinals. And who knows, for the Cardinals' perspective, and when you're slated to start Jacoby Brissett, maybe Carson Beck keeps some pressure on. Who knows? Now, we know that Haynes King won't be starting in Carolina, but they look good. It was football. I hated the plastic field, but you can still, as I was going into, I write about it today, as a matter of fact, in the Patriots. So check it out. I hope you're reading the articles. And today I talk about the Hall of Fame weekend. Not only the 2 times that I've gone for the induction, but just what it means and how we still have some things in sports that are hallowed. And I believe that is one of them. Had a fun night last night on Pop. Appreciate everybody who stopped by. Chris Lester was outstanding as always. Coach Mabry. A lot of fun last night. We went well past 9. I was fading out toward the end. And then as I kind of leaned back and I was chilling out, had the game on, the second half of the game, I got into that preseason game last night. Yeah, I know. But it was just fun to see football and hear football described. It was fine. It was great. What's up, Prometheus? Good morning, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Low Country, how are you? Oh, cool. Yeah, man, it was fun last night. Those guys were great. Chris is awesome. Best part about that for me is I just kind of fill in when needed. Let those guys hold court. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And then I looked this morning, and since we got off last night, it's gotten over 350 rewatches. So that's kind of cool. So it's reaching some people, considering it's only been up on the channel since, at least recorded up on the channel since about 10 last night. So pretty cool, pretty cool. But good stuff. And we had great comments in chat, text line, you name it. We had a good time last night. Family Fencing, sponsor of our studios here, 540-200-8294. Very proud to have them back. Thanks for their support, familyfencingnrv.com. I know they've received a lot of interest from people who watch the show that have thought about fencing, and that's what it's all about. Same thing for Mark Hunley, who reiterated that when I was over there, he's had several people say he heard us. They heard us talking about it. Go see Mark, 155 Walters Drive. It's a true partnership when you're, I believe, when you're a sponsor on a show like this, especially when it's controlled by an entity, one person, instead of like many people who then are responsible to make sure that what you pay for as a sponsor gets utilized. You know, like radio. We're presented each and every day by Pulaski County Sports Entertainment, and I got to plug Jonathan Sweets. He sent this last night during Pop. His nephew has signed with the Jets. Connor Holstein, a tight end, has signed with the Jets. So that is really, really cool. Congratulations to Jonathan Sweet. Yeah. I mean, that's no small feat, man. Get signed by the Jets. And Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street. Talked to Charles Lee. They will be back as well sponsoring, and he said they've gotten several jobs and calls because of the show. 540-553-2971. And I thank everybody, by the way, who, when I endorse these folks, you're not just talking out of your arse, right? You utilize most of them, if not all of them. And so I can go on here and talk about them wholeheartedly, not only the kind of businesses they are, but the kind of people they are. National Bank, member FDIC. Here's another example. Exclusive banking partner of this show and of me with Lara Ramsey and the people. I work in Radford, obviously, so I utilize the Radford branch, and it is awesome. Everybody there, unbelievable. Great people. And you should, if you ever get frustrated with whatever bank you're at, you want to look into doing some things, I would not hesitate to recommend National Bank. They've never steered me wrong. Professional Door Incorporated, speaking of great businesses and great people, Travis Williams. His dad started Professional Door Incorporated in Dublin, and now here we are in year 40. They have national contracts, but they don't forget that they are community-related, regional, 540-674-0008. And let them come take care of all your garage door needs. Or if you're thinking about getting garage doors put in, they'll give you the best quality work and the best price. ReadySetFund.com. Appreciate first year support from Bob Christ, BobChrist11 at Gmail. I think it's something that people need to look at if you're, especially if you're a sports team, a high school team, whatever, that needs something, uniforms, equipment. You can call Floyd County and talk to their softball coaches about how they raised $4,300 this past year. So email Bob and also reach out to the Ready Set Fund. Jeff Smith and Sundown Electric, talked to him yesterday, and he said, hey, man, we are extremely busy. And I like to think we take a small part of that as well, which is awesome. We've been telling you about 5-star ratings, and he just wanted to pass along his appreciation for the show, and I passed mine on back to him, and that's the way it's supposed to work. So thank you, Jeff, and reach out to Sundown. They're down there at in Elliston, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Just sharing the comments and hearing from people when you talk to people. Lawson's Mobile Home Supply, James Lawson. It's at 300 North Franklin Street. Speaking about building a business since 1987, he's been doing it. 381-8011 locally, manufactured parts for your home. Congratulations to all the success that James has had in the NRV Super Bowl. 540-382-5525. I might be going there tomorrow evening. Leagues are forming now, men's, women's, mixed, and for kids. You all were there for the bash. Who went? it's an outstanding place. So thanks to all of our sponsors, Louise Baker. Thank you so much for all of your support and everybody who has helped support the program, the Farm Bureau. We go into year 2 on Tuesday. It's hard to believe. I mean, I don't have a lot of pomp and circumstance scheduled, but we'll talk about it. We'll kind of relive some things. We'll get thoughts from you if you want to jump in about year 1. I've done a poor job marketing because I have so many people that are now watching that said they didn't know about the show going to YouTube. I don't have a marketing team. I don't have a guy. Wayne is my marketing guy. Don't have a guy, don't have a payroll here. But I need to get the show out there more because once people are finding it, they're enjoying it, and it's great. We'll talk more about it. We got a new sponsor coming on that'll be starting 1st of September, and he was talking yesterday about the show, and he was saying, hey, I had given him a proposal and we've been talking about it, and he said, it was in my establishment and just asking customers, and I'm not doing this. This isn't a bragging thing. This is just a thank you. This is just hearing that you need that kind of reinforcement. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. So he said, I've been asking customers about it. I've been watching the show, and they say, hey, you ever heard of Big Dog Sports Talk on YouTube? And I think he said he had upwards of like 24 customers, just random times over the past month and a half. So, yeah, I try to watch it every morning. If not, we go back, and it's great. And he was like, wow, that's just in my own store, And that means a lot. It means a whole lot. So, and you need to hear that. Because you put so much into the day-to-day and you try to keep things, you don't think about, I don't have time to reflect, and I need to. And when people tell me how much they appreciate it, or when you hear things like that. And it's all about the people who have made the show work for the last, go back to 2001 to now, to 2020 to 24, or 20, whenever the hell that was. And then from last August till now. Oh, heck yeah, Brian, we got extra large. Heck yeah, I can work that out for you. That's awesome. We'll get you another t-shirt. And we've had quite a few people ask about the shirts. And you know why? Because I do a really crappy job of marketing that too. But if you want a t-shirt, they look like this. They're from Top Shelf Apparel, branded at Top Shelf Apparel. Go see him for your printing needs, 4377 Lee Highway. There you go. Front and back. Got the logo you see in the left corner now on the front, and then the main show logo on the back right there. $20 if you want a t-shirt. $20. And you're not going to find a better deal on a quality shirt. And everybody who has them loves them. Here you go. I keep one out just in case. It's so soft, but yet so strong. There you go. Keep one right here. That's one that Balboa has made into, kind of his comforter. From Finally Friday podcast, where Rick roams the internet airways, we all take pride in what's built and pray it continues forever. Oh, well. And Rick can earn a good wage. It's coming in hot. Thanks, Morris. Good to see you last night. Sorry you were having some interweb connection issues. By the way, Coach Elmo here in about 10 minutes. I didn't even introduce our guest because I started just rambling on. Planning. I even had several of you say that you were getting your trusts in order and you needed. I hope you followed up. You should. He's the best. Nice beverage. And Wayne, by the way, every water that I have in the morning tastes much better and more refreshing because it's in the Believe, the Bigfoot Believe. And I really don't care what in the hell this capturing Bigfoot thing's supposed to reveal. I'm not going to stop believing. Screw them. I'm a little sus. Isn't that the word? A little sus. I hear the young people around Radford say, I'm a little sus over this capturing Bigfoot documentary. If it truly contained the reveal that, don't get me started, that the Patterson-Gimlin footage of Patty was a hoax, then somebody would have picked it up before now, right? It didn't come out till October. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's a topic for another day. All right, so the question we asked for the BDST fan question of the week was who's going to play in the Natty? Not necessarily who's going to win the Natty, but who is going to play in the national championship game. And we had 68 total. One of the participants is Ohio State. This is what's crazy. Of the 68 people who answered, 51 had Ohio State playing in the title game. And why not? Everything I look and see is that they are the team to beat. And I know they're pretty good. I know and on paper, this is, Ryan Day said on paper, this might be his best team. We'll see. I just saw their quarterback is now the front runner for the Heisman already. I don't know how you determine that before they take a snap, but that's where we are today. Who was the opponent? Who do you think the opponent was? Who did you pick playing Ohio State in the Natty? Dun, dun, dun. What's up, Geese? Good to see you. How you doing, man? Yes, Coach Elmo's Red Sox are scalding. Uh-oh, Brian said he had a response to some tree knocks behind my house. Bigfoot is real. Anyway, the Ohio State Buckeyes, according to you, the best listening and watching, the best listening and watching audience on YouTube, Ohio State will play Georgia in the Natty. Miami was second to Georgia. How about that? Let me see. I wrote it down. So Georgia ended up with 34 opponent votes. Miami had 30. So there's 64 of the 68. You had a few Alabamas in there. So you all picked Ohio State and Georgia to play in the Natty. And we will see. And I trust you. I do. I trust you all. What's going on? We're not stupid. But there you go. There you go. So thanks everybody who participated. Thanks to Ryan Pry. He will return, by the way, bring us our question of the week. What's up, Chris Lester? Just bragging about you. You were great last night. Yeah, they really do, Geese. They got a whole lot. And Georgia does. Yeah, look, they do. For Georgia, yeah, they don't have a daunting conference schedule. But the BDST fan question of the week is kind of taking on a life of its own. It's really cool. But anyway, thanks everybody as we head into year 2 on Tuesday. Thanks everybody for their support. Those who watch and listen, those who go back and rewatch, it means a lot. Steven Singer can't stand Georgia. Because I have to be honest, when I went into this last year, I thought, I'll give it a couple weeks. I'll be done. And now here we are. Here we go. That's my very bad Heath Ledger Joker impersonation. Always great to hang out with you, Chris Lester. Always. Geese has Virginia Tech and USC in the national championship game. No, not bald. Not dog fat. See, look. See? See, this light is really misleading. It makes you look, because it creates the shine on top of the head. Geese has Texas and Oregon. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And I misread that, by the way, too. It was 20 votes for Georgia. We had Oklahoma. Oregon had some. Miami had a bunch for 8. That's a lot. So it was 51 for Ohio State, and then Georgia won the next. Yeah, I do, Ayon. Believe it or not, I do. See, it's there. See the little. If the light wasn't shining, y'all are funny. Please subscribe. Everybody's concerned about my hair. Miami's schedule's easier than Notre Dame's. We had 3 or 4. Let's see. 3, Chris. 3 for Notre Dame. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate you guys. I hate to hear that, Vap. Well, then, that's just mean of you, isn't it? All right, joining us now on the program. There he is, Coach Elmo, in the house with his Lobo gear. Coach, how's it going? Were you in Greg Roberts' studio last night? Is that right?
Yes, I was.
How'd that go?
Great. Yeah, I do about for an hour and a half. Usually my segments from 5:35 to 6, about 20 minutes, and it goes by fast. But when I come in studio, I get there 5 o'clock and stay there till about 6:30, 6:40. Then I go over to 419 across the street and get my pepperoni pizza, and so I have my lunch today. And I met a buddy of mine, a good friend of ours, Janice, my son, Doug and Robin Settles. He's both of them. He plays guitar. He's a rocker. He's a teacher. Teaches, I think, at Cave Springs. She works at 419, but on the side they do music, and they're really good. They're a lot of fun. And so they met me in there last night. They weren't playing, but they met me in there last night. And then, of course, being the rock stars that they are, a lot of people are coming up and saying hi and things of that nature. They're pretty well known in Roanoke. And this one gentleman came up. His name, Chuck Kepley. Does that name sound familiar to you, Kepley? His dad was the basketball coach at Patrick Henry.
Okay.
High school in Roanoke for quite a few years. Apparently, he was a really, really good basketball player for Carolina back in the 60s, I guess, 50. I don't know. It's because his son, the gentleman I was talking to, Chuck Kepley, we were just talking, shooting the bull, and all of a sudden he says, "Yeah, I played basketball." He goes, "I played for Carl Casey at Wake Forest." And he played at Wake Forest when Muggsy Bogues was playing. And, they had really good teams. I think Carl's got probably one of the top records versus Dean Smith than anybody in the ACC at that time. And so we struck up a great conversation, and he's a fly fisherman.
Oh, so there you go. Yeah.
So that did it. And his poor wife, she started, all of a sudden we're doing the jock thing. And she was kind of like Janet. She started rolling her eyes. She knew this night's done. But it was really cool because Carl, I told him, I said, I'm going to send him a picture. I think I've sent this to you when I get back home. Back in the summer of 70, I went to summer school at Fair, which is very unusual. There are very few people there, but I wanted to stay and get ready for the season. And there was a basketball camp, and it used to be like it was one of those national basketball camps. Guess who, for 1 week, 1 full week, John Wooden was there.
The coach,
Rick,
the greatest of all time. Yeah.
I would, outside of the gymnasium, just outside after I get through working out, he'd be sitting out there and just, take whether it was a break or one session was over with, and he would spend all the time in the world. I had numerous conversations with him.
Oh my goodness! I had one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I saw him all week.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And the basketball coach at Ferrum at the time was Carl Tacey. Hank hired him from Pulaski High School. He was the head basketball coach at Pulaski High School back in the 60s. And Coach Norton hired him at Ferrum because he was the AD. Hired him at Ferrum. And he had the year I was there, my sophomore year, they played Vincenzo, the national championship, lost to him. Bob McAdoo was
Bob McAdoo. He's a Tar Heel. Yeah.
Yeah. And guess the Ferrum team, my classmates, was Bobby Stevens, who won the NIT for him.
Right.
At Virginia Tech.
Yep.
And Charlie Thomas, both of those guys from Ferrum went to Virginia Tech. And then the third gentleman, and I was showing this Chuck Kepley gentleman last night because I have the picture of it. Larry Robinson. Robinson,
wow.
Black athlete from basketball player from Appomattox, Virginia. Great kid. He was one of my best friends at Ferrum. I love it. As a student, I loved it. Wouldn't miss a basketball game. Even on the away games, I would travel to watch this team. This guy was such a great athlete. He signed at the University of Tennessee. He was the first black basketball player at Tennessee, and he was elected captain back in 1971, which is, that speaks volumes for the caliber of young man he was.
Yeah,
Most of the guys that left Ferrum, whether it's basketball or football, if they got into Division I, my guesstimation is 85% of them were elected captains of the teams they went to, like Bobby Stevens at Virginia Tech or Charlie Thomas, and so we were. And then Larry was crazy back in the day. Gil Brandt was a big scout for the Cowboys, and he would look at basketball. He signed Larry to a contract for the Dallas Cowboys, and he played. I think he had like a 2-year stint in the NFL for the Dallas, and never played college football. How about that story?
That's awesome. And the fact you got to hang out with Coach Wooden for a week, are you kidding me? Jeez.
Well, I got a picture. I have a picture. One of the things that Coach Norton had, and he was not a good organizer in his career, and he really didn't care about these things. But I kept this picture. It was a picture of John Wooden in the middle, Coach Norton to his left, and to his right, Carl Tacey.
Oh wow!
It is a classic picture. I'll take a shot of it and send it to you. It's a one for the books. Trust me.
Oh, that's cool. I got. He's my coaching hero, right? He's the best basketball coach of all time. I don't want to hear any. Let's just stop. But 10 titles in 12 years. So in 2006, he was putting out a book. He passed away in 2010. And it's the one time in my life, Coach, I thought I was going to be too uptight and nervous to actually go through with the interview. This was back on the old radio show.
Nice.
And he was outstanding. We ended up talking for like 45 minutes. And I grew up a UCLA fan, so I was able to go back and talk about some of those teams and his philosophy. And all I know is the last time we interviewed Roy Williams, last time Radford played down there, he liked to talk about other things. He didn't like to just do the interview. He actually made you feel like, he cared about you as a person. Roy Williams, who's a great guy.
Yeah.
I said, so how much of Coach Wooden's influence is still remaining? And he went, well, just watch us play. Watch any team play.
Yeah.
He said all of it. He said everybody in the country is running parts or maybe the entire UCLA elements of their offense, and defensively there's the press. He goes, it's all Coach Wooden. And I said, well, there you go. There's your legacy right there, right?
It's like you. I was a UCLA as a student in college, high school player, high school student, UCLA basketball. I remember when they played Houston in the Dome.
Yes, yeah. Elvin Hayes, Lou Alcindor versus Elvin Hayes. Yep.
What a great game. And then Notre Dame broke their win streak.
Yeah, and they had a lead. They had a 12-point lead with 4 minutes to go. Bill Walton said it haunted him every day of his life.
Well, the number one read is interesting. At William Mary, we had a theory of coaching class. It's the only class I ever made an A in. How about that, Rick?
Hey, you're 1A. All right.
My only A ever at William Mary. Like I told you, I was the best C student in the history of that school, and that's going back 1692. There was a read. There were books that we had to read, and one of them was Coach Wooden's "They Call Me Coach."
Yep, I have a copy of it, and I have a first edition of that actually.
It was mandatory.
Mandatory.
You could be coaching track. It doesn't matter what you're coaching or teaching. If you are a teacher, because that's what he was. He's an old Purdue guy. He's a Boilermaker.
Absolutely. He's a Midwestern guy, right?
Yeah, Midwest, Indiana. And I'll tell you, that book to this day, it molds you in terms of not necessarily the X's and O's of the sports. It's the people, dealing with the kids and the people and the motivations that are necessary.
That book.
For yourself, let alone your team.
That book, They Call Me Coach, and Bill Walsh's book. I also have a first edition that Finding the Winning Edge.
Oh, no, that mandatory.
You know exactly. It's if you want to start coaching football, I don't care what level, you need to have that Bill Walsh book. And it's expensive, but I have a first edition. I got it years ago. Now, if you try to resell it, you can get like $500 for it. Apparently, it was limited printed, but you got to read those books. It's unbelievable what you learn. Yeah.
Read both of them. Bill Walsh's book really impacted me.
Woo! Yeah.
It's like one of those things, Rick. A lot of times you go to a clinic or you read a book, and if you can come out with one or two, ideas and thoughts that you can put into practice and it becomes part of you, boy, it's worth the read. One part of his book, he always talked about 40-yard dash, the most overrated evaluating tool in football. And he used that, with Jerry Rice 4.7, And then the next thing he talked about, and I'm so glad, because when I at Virginia Tech, and even through my career, but I really, because I think I read that book just when I was coaching at Syracuse, early 80s, maybe mid, 1990-ish, 91. He mentioned about peak performance. It was a chapter on performance, and his thoughts were, he's a very cerebral man. He was a tough son of a gun now. His practices were physical, demanding, and he could dog cuss you in a heartbeat. He was no saint on the football field. That's fact. But guys that played for him. But he mentioned about peak performance, and he said, there's only a certain time of the day where any human being is at its peak, at his best. You're not at your best for 8 hours of the day. The whole 8 hours. There's 3 hours of that day where you're at your best, your absolute best. And he equated to, players and numbers of snaps that they get to take. And he had mentioned, hey, if you can be at your best for 20 snaps in a game, we can win with you. If you can give us 20 winning snaps, you don't have to be a 60. I call it a 60 snap guy, and there's very few of them. I can go back to the 93 Virginia Tech team because this is what we did when I got into the staff meeting with Todd, and particularly with Todd. This is what I talked about. I talked about peak performance out of these players. And okay, let's identify who's the 60 snap guy, who can be the 3-hour peak performance person. And there's very few of them. Cordell Brown was one. J.C. Price was one. But then we had a kid named Bernard Basham.
I was going to say Cordell Brown.
Yeah. We have Bernard Basham from Patrick Henry that Frank just absolutely disliked for whatever reasons, and that's okay. But he was a 20-snap kid, 20-25. On the 26th snap, he's going to play for the opponent. Get him out. So, that's how we talked about our personnel. And Todd was great at it because I said, Todd, you just watch his snaps now. Look at his stance when that butt drops. When you see those little things, get him out. He's done. He's done, and that's okay. We can get a third of the snaps that we can go on and win games with. And we ended up winning 9 that year. And how we handled the personnel was what I had learned from that book from Bill Walsh.
Well, it's something people need to, if you really just want to just have something, you go to a beach, you just want to learn about football, that is the book. That is the quintessential book, in my opinion. One of the modern quintessential books. Anyway, Coach Ragsdale talks about how he read every Vince Lombardi book that was ever written. He has a huge Vince Lombardi library. Yeah, and he said he borrowed so much of what he did at Giles, from Coach Lombardi. Yep. I thought that was interesting. Makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you need to write it. See, that's what I'm saying. Your book needs to come out. My goodness gracious.
No. My wife wouldn't even buy it if I wrote it. I could do writing a book, Rick. Jesus. The other must read that in the coaching class, Woody Hayes wrote a book called Hotline to Victory after he won the 68 national championship. It was a great coaching read. I mean, it really, the Lombardi books, the Woody Hayes, the John Woodens, and even that later on, the Bill Walshes later on. If when I started getting into coaching, those books that I got to read and about who they were, what drove them, what all the, not necessarily the X's and O's of the game, but just the human element of the game. It molds you. And then when you get to experience playing for a Lou Holtz and coaching with the Lou Holtz, and then you get to coach with some of these great coaches, and I was fortunate enough, Hall of Fame coaches. You think about it, Bill Dooley's in the Hall of Fame, Holtz is in the Hall of Fame, George Welsh is in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if Joe Tiller is yet, but he's going to be. Barry Alvarez, if he's not in, he will be. So I was just so lucky to be around these people and watch them take programs back from the dead. Literally, they were just about every one of those coaches took a program that was dying and got it to where they learned how to win. Well,
it's cool. It's cool. What kind of things, Coach? What was some of the overview last night on Greg's show? What did you guys get on? What did you guys cover?
We talked about UVA, because I'm going up there Saturday.
That's right. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Talked about the personnel. We talked about, the two. Right now, we're talking about like the Virginia Tech, the 2 running backs of Virginia Tech, Overton, and the other gentleman. What was his name? Can't remember his name right now, but both of them, they're probably the best 1-2 punch running backs in I think in the ACC. And Virginia Tech has had Lee Suggs and I forget the name of the running great Kevin Jones, I think.
Kevin Jones, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about, way back to Maurice Williams and I can't remember the other running back, but Virginia Tech has had a history of 2 backs, close to being 1,000-yard rushers, 2 of them in their program. And so we talked about that, about how really Virginia Tech, that's going to be a huge asset for Tech. And then the youth of the Virginia Tech football team, that's going to be a young football team. But, a lot of those portal kids were either freshmen or redshirt freshmen, just about every one of them. Okay. There's not a whole lot of juniors and seniors. Maybe there is on defense, but there will be a smattering of seniors, but the majority is going to be a real young football team. So, and then UVA, looking at their running back room, I hate to be the negative, because I'm just telling you what I see. I'm not making statements. If I was in the staff meeting, if I was recruiting these kids, this is exactly what I would tell Coach Elliott if he asked me what I see. They got one kid that I really liked from UAB, the running back from University of Alabama, Birmingham, from Todd's place. I really like him. He's really elusive. I'll tell you what I like about him. When he gets in the briar patch, Rick, when he's in those close quarters and there's 2 or 3 defenders around him, what he does, he's another 5'9" kid, but he uses it to his advantage. You know how Barry Sanders, the 2 things Barry Sanders had is, one, he had great leg strength, the power in his lowers, and you couldn't get to him because when he's in the briar patch, I call it the briar patch, those pads start going over those knees. So not only are you productive in your physical, because you're, quote, lowering your shoulders with your head up, you're also protecting your legs, and you get to be healthy. You can't get to the legs. Yeah, very hard, unless it's a side shot.
Yeah.
When you get those frontal shots, and this kid, he's a physical back, 4, 5, 8, 9-ish, 195 pounds. He plays big, is what I call it. He plays big, and he's elusive, and he's a return guy. And I really like this guy. He can catch a ball. The kid they got from Middle Tennessee State, who they're really bragging on. I mean, right now, I don't know. They say he's fighting for the starting role or whatever. I just said, I don't see it. His pass protection is below it, not good enough. Not a Middle Tennessee. Maybe he may, like I said, you go see the Wizard. Next thing you know, his protection becomes like, holy man, like Tootin, like, wow. Not because he's 5'8", he's a cut block guy on drop back pass, and that's not going to work. Byron Leftwich used to tell the running backs, I said this before, don't cut. Do not cut on the drop back pass. I don't want them falling on my legs.
Yeah.
Now on the quick game, you got to use your cut block to get your hands down. Get the hands down. The ball's coming out on the third step. When you're in a drop back game with those routes of, time, you need the 2 more seconds of time. You got to be able to stone these linebackers and blitzing linebackers particularly, or safeties, and he doesn't do it. He misses. He woofs. When he does try to be physical with him, he gets trucked. He gets walked back into the quarterback. A lot of sacks, a lot of hurries that he gives up. And so if I'm a quarterback of Virginia and he's in the game and I call drop back pass, Lloyd's of London, I better get an insurance policy. And I'm just telling you what I see on the film. But, hey, that could be crap coaching too on Middle Tennessee State's part. Who knows? Who knows? He may be an All-American, be in the Hall of Fame someday when I'm dead. I don't know, Rick, but I don't like it. And Peyton Lewis, the kid from Salem, I told Greg last night, I was on the show, I said, Greg, he's a straight up and down running back. He's a track kid, and he plays football like he's running the 100-meter dash. He's straight up and down. No wiggle, elusiveness whatsoever. I think he's got a little tunnel vision. He's physical. He's 6'1", 220 pounds. He's got great speed. He's got track speed. But you block it for 4, he gets 4. You block it for 10, he gets 10. Okay, so I told Greg, I said, let me tell you, If he's starting, okay, I get it, because he can pound. You can pound with him. He's not a coward. He's a physical kid. And his body, and he's got physical presence. And he'll win pregame coming up. When he comes out of that tunnel, he's going to win the pregame.
Yeah.
But I told Greg, I said, let me tell you, if he's not starting for them or he's, battling for the number 2 position, I'll take him as an outside linebacker. I don't know whether he could or couldn't, but, most times some of those guys, you can play to their strengths, especially at a jack linebacker, outside type linebacker, because running backs usually make great linebackers. They usually do when it's all said and done. So that's what we talked about last night. And we talked about, Virginia. You know what I hate conversation, Rick? This one I hate this. I don't know. And that's why I'm sitting here talking to you. So there's so many great coaches. I just had enough intelligent ignorance in this business to stay alive.
Intelligent ignorance, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know any better, and but the thing that I hate, you never hear this from me, the word depth. I like $1 for each time. And no knock on you, Rick, but you're just reporting on what you're hearing. And what did every coach talk about? Depth. That's all they talk about.
That's all they talk about, yeah.
Okay. Tell me who your starters are. I want to know who your starters are. And why are you starting them? How good are they?
Right.
How good do you really believe they are? Okay, like if you ever interviewed me at Washington, and I was talking about the DBs, my first conversation is Lawyer Malloy, and it wouldn't go any further than that.
And then it's over.
Okay? No, he's a great player. He's a great player, and he will have a great year for us. And the opponents, he's an offensive coordinator's nightmare back there, and he was. So, so that's the one thing. So I made the comment, especially with Virginia Tech, they're talking about, all you hear is depth. Hey, we got the most depth we've ever had. Well, I always like substituting the word. Okay, you know what the most important thing about depth is? You're telling me you have competition in the position.
That's right. You've said that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's how I want it. What I want to know. Where's the competition in the position? Okay, you got Grunkenmeyer, you got the Horn kid, or whatever you pronounce his name. Then you got the kid from Carolina. All right, great, you got depth. All right, good. Where's the competitiveness? Who's number 1? Who's 2? Who's 3? And don't tell me you can't make that decision. You got to wait and see for the next 2 weeks. And let me tell you another thing. Grunkenmeyer, I've seen him on film. I told you Iowa kicked the crap out of him. He's a young kid. He's a freshman. He got better after that. So he's got battle scars. I'm going to put him in a red jersey and don't touch him.
Yeah.
I already know. I know it's not about how tough he is. I'm not trying to find. I call it. I can't use this term on your show. I don't. But you may get dick measuring. Okay?
No, I understand. You're fine.
I'm not into that. Okay, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
He's a tough kid. I don't need to show anybody about his toughness. So it's not about the toughness. It's about performance under pressure. That you only got so many seconds to make that decision and get rid of the ball. Or if you're running the option or whatever kind of option, if you make the wrong decision, you get your ass kicked. You hold on to that ball too long, you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, yeah.
And then once you do that, what's the next play? I'm going to call a pass the next play. And I want to see if this guy's going to flinch, in the fourth quarter when he's getting his ass kicked. And those are teachable moments. And if he does respond like Zach Taylor at Nebraska, we took him to the turf 6 times. He banged his head on that turf 6 times. They took the jersey off him. But guess what? He became the captain of that football team right after that scrimmage, just about. Because everybody saw it. We showed it to our defense. This is our guy. This is our leader. This is the guy that's going to give you hope. I'm showing this to the defensive backs. What we're using is a great positive and selling leadership. You want leaders on your football team as a coach, you got to sell them. You got to sell them to the player. And then you got every coach got to talk the kid up, not blowing smoke up his butt, but just, so those are the things. And so I hope what depth means at Virginia Tech, and we talked about on the show, was with the competition. And I would take the jersey off of Hahn and the kid from Carroll. That jersey's coming off in the preseason. I'm going to give them, it doesn't have to be the whole scrimmage, but when they're in there's a certain time when we're in a freewheeling zone, it's 1st and 10, put the ball down, we're taking the jersey off. It's live bullets. Now, we're blowing quick whistles. The officials are out here. I'm going to have a whistle because this is not about toughness. It's about, when if Brunkmeyer's the starter and he gets hurt, who's going in the game? Okay? Who you put in the game, coach? That's what I want to know. That's the first question I would ask him before when they settle that depth chart, called the competitive chart, as I used to refer to it. Okay? Who's going in the game? If that kid, is that the first time he's going to have contact and the first time the bullets are going to be flying and you lose a game and you find out at the expense of a loss what he can't do? You call that Tyrone Jones.
Well, right. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with Tyrone Jones.
Oh, Jesus, we didn't know this. So all of a sudden, his liabilities were at the expense of a loss, which you could have found that out 3 years ago in the first spring he ever showed up. Take the jersey off him. And then now we got a chance to get him better because we know what the liabilities are when the performance under pressure starts occurring. And I really believe in those things. And I get it. You got to keep them healthy. I get it. And let me tell you, keep them healthy. Good. They get in the game, and next thing you know, they're throwing interceptions, making poor decisions. And then next thing you know, in the fourth quarter, they're done. They're fried.
Right.
They're done. And every quarterback has a break point. Every one of them. I've always said this, now it's a 12-game schedule. Back in the day when it was 11-game schedule, there's only 3 quarterbacks on your schedule. Don't get what team, what their record is. There's only 3 of them worth of crap. Whether it's Breeze or Brady, and then you got the rest of them in the Big Ten. Okay, and there's only a couple of them. The rest of them, don't make them all conference. Do not make this guy player of the week. Okay, Breeze and Brady have a chance. Even if they lose, they'll probably be the players of the week.
Yeah, they'll still have good games. Yeah.
Okay, they're still gonna have. I mean, we beat Drew Brees 34 to something, and they threw it 89 times. He completed 59 of them. 59 times, Rick. I'm the DB coach. We played 5 guys nickel defense the whole game, and none of those 5 kids ever came out. And that was 105 snaps.
That guy's going in the Hall of Fame tomorrow, too, right? That guy's going in the Hall of Fame tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
He threw in 89 passing attempts.
Well, that's what you said about a breaking point, and this is what, and you've mentioned it several times about Ethan Brunkmeyer. What I like best about him was what happened in the Iowa game, right? And then how he came out of that. He had a horrible game. He threw, I think, 2 or 3 picks. I don't think he threw for 100 yards, but he only got sacked 1 or 2 times. But, I mean, he had pressure. He was able to get right. And that was a 1-point football game. They only lost that game by 1 point, despite how much Iowa made his day uncomfortable. And then how did he come out of that? He almost beat, Indiana. I mean, look at the way he finished last year. And now I think out of that game is why I'm so excited about what he could do this year for Tech.
He became a sophomore in a hurry after that.
He did. That's a good defense. So
I talked to Phil Parker, the D coordinator. We're good friends. And he told me, he said, Phil, he goes, we got a lot of respect for that kid. Because you watch that game, he took a beating. Sacks are the most overrated statistic in football. It's basically entitled, I learned this from Todd. And Nick Saban was huge on this. It's about affecting the quarterback. Sacks do not, a statistic that has no pertinence to the outcome of a game. None. 0. But now, broken up passes at the line of scrimmage, quarterback hurries, taking him out of his spots, making him move, but with rush, things of that nature, the pressure. And then, so again, Brady, man, when he was in that pocket, it was like no one else was on the field. It was like him and the receivers. That's it. There were no. I don't think he even knew there was a defense on the field.
I know.
His guys went down that football field and we knocked him out of the game in the fourth quarter. We knocked him out of the game. We hit him. The kid that hit him would have been thrown out, suspended probably for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We were in a bear. Chris Dorsey, he came on a blitz replacement. We were in a 46 defense, 5-man pressure, and he came through that A gap and he hit Brady right in the teeth. I mean, it was. And he's out. They still won. They beat us 21-16. If that game lasted 5 more minutes, we'd have won the game. We were coming back to win the game. But that's I like this kid. I wish I may try to sneak up there and watch a practice. I'd love to, but I feel comfortable going up there. Not because of Frank. I just don't. Outside of Coach Pry, I don't know anybody up there anymore.
Right.
JC's not there. Brett was great to me when I was up there, and I'm sure if I text him, I could get up there. But I feel more comfortable going to Virginia. That's not making a statement.
No, I get it. Yeah. Well, maybe they'll get you. I can't imagine they'd turn Coach Elmo away. Come on.
No,
gotta get you.
I could show up to Virginia unannounced. And
sure.
Be invited and feel welcomed, not necessarily sit in meetings. A lot of head coaches, even Coach Shane Beamer, which I can appreciate, they want nobody in those team meetings. And that I can appreciate. I really do. But I usually get to sit, like when I go to South Carolina, I sit in Torian's Gray's meeting. When I was at Virginia Tech, I go sit in J.C. Price's meeting and the defensive coordinators' meetings. And the same thing at UVA. I'll sit with Coach Rudd, the DC at UVA. I spent an hour with him the last time I went up there. I love the guy.
Yeah,
They're going to be paying his ass. He is a great. I'm telling you, they don't have the talent. They don't have Clemson's talent or Florida State's talent. But buddy, you talk about getting the most, doing the most with least. Those kids play hard, and they have a great tackling football team.
Yeah.
So that's what we talked about, Rick.
That's great. Well, that's good. Well, have fun tomorrow, man. That's going to be fun for you. So I want to know, too. I want to know your thoughts.
Now, as soon as I get off this show, man, I'm heading up the New River. I don't know. We had a wicked thunderstorm here yesterday afternoon. Did you guys have it, too?
I didn't hear. Last night during the pop show, there were folks telling me that it was raining really hard where they were, but not here. No, not here.
4 o'clock in Roanoke, the skies fell out. And I'm thinking, and I bought, I hope Janet's not listening. I bought a new fly rod yesterday. Hey, I can't, like George Strait said in one of the songs, they don't put luggage racks on hearse.
That's right.
This shit with me.
That's right. Just go do it. Go do it.
I walked in there. I've had my fly rod for about 15 years, old Scott's fly rod. And I walked in there, and those guys know me. They're really great. It was a lot of fun. Excuse me. Enjoy going in there. And the guy goes, "Come on, Coach, you need a new fly rod." And he put that rod in my hand. He put the $1,000 rod in my hand. He put the $600 rod in my hand. I said, "I like the 600 better."
Yeah, 600 one feels a lot better.
So I bought the son of a bitch. I just hope I get in there. I hope that water's not running too hard. They said it's probably running harder than normal.
It was yesterday in down by Radford, Dedman Center. It was kind of, you could see it. It was a little rough. Yesterday.
Was it more water than usual, Rick?
Yeah, it was.
It was so low.
It was. They released some, I think, 2 feet where. Yeah, it was higher. It was high. It was a little rough yesterday. Yeah.
That stretch where the river forks. You got that island out there. I used to fish that stretch.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, where the island, down river
Yeah.
to the
Yep.
right, man, they were there. They were in there. Now I don't know about now. I don't know.
Yeah, where the railroad trestle is and all that. The trestle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna hit my parrot, get my new fly rod, and see if I don't guess. Hopefully, I don't get swept down the New River and end up in the Ohio somewhere. But
Hey,
if I go, buddy,
as long as the fish are biting, you don't care. Yeah.
hey, if I go, I want that fly rod in my hand. That's it.
Get your $600 worth. Well, Coach, have fun in the water and at practice tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm 75 years old. I'm playing with house money, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
All right, brother. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate you, man. All right. Safe travels, man. Have fun.
Cool.
All right. Take care, Coach. There you go. Coach Elmo for the program. House money. Good stuff. Mike Ashley here in just a little while. Coach is great. Yeah, the water was it was full. It was full yesterday. It was nice to see, actually. Very nice to see. Yeah, we've been low. We've been low, to say the least. That's right. Yeah, Penn State was 3-6, finished 7-6. I don't know. That's kind of a good news, bad news thing if you're a Tech fan, because the quarterback you brought in was the leader of all that, but then the football team responded after the head coach that you just hired left. Right? Players have been talking about what went wrong last year. Might be worth a watch. But yeah, 3-6, and then all of a sudden they caught fire late. Started to believe in themselves. But the good part of that for Tech is that it was Ethan Grunkemeyer getting better and better and maturing and becoming a better football player. Mike Ashley and then Jen, I believe, today. How's everybody going to spend their weekend? We had football last night. Carson Beck looked good early. Haynes King looked really good. Really, the rest of the game. He came in, midway through the second quarter. And I know it's preseason, and I know we won't think about this game in any way, shape, or form when the regular season starts, but it was nice to see a competitive game. And it was nice to see, at least in the second half, young people out there trying to make an impression. They were laying it all on the line. And I think as far as Hall of Fame games go, and let's put it this way, we saw a hell of a lot more effort in the Hall of Fame game last night than we do at any time during an NBA regular season game. Or especially the All-Star game. There was some hitting going on. It looked like they were letting them hit a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe that's something that'll change. It was great. Yeah, I'll be down at Big Lick. Yeah, I am going to Big Lick tomorrow. I'll be down. Janet and I both will be at the Big Lick Comic Con tomorrow. Not going to go on Sunday, but I am going tomorrow. They got a lot of wrestlers. Sorry. I told you I stayed up late watching the game. They got a lot of wrestlers down there this year. I don't know who they have entertainment-wise. I haven't really looked. But yeah, I'll check it out. I'm glad to see we have a local/regional Comic-Con that continues to grow. We have a lot of people from all over the place. I think they're expecting by far the biggest crowd they've ever had tomorrow and Sunday. So I will be there tomorrow. Looking forward to it. The Hardy Boys are playing as band. Yeah, I got the early bird ticket. I'm going to be in there an hour before it starts. I'm going to try to sell some stuff. So I'll be down there. But come find us, Wayne. Let me know when you're around. Tomorrow. By the way, those of you, if you get a friend request from me on Facebook, it's real. Keep in mind, I got hacked, so I lost all of my friends and I had to restart everything. So it actually is me. It is not a bot of any type. It's actually me. So I've been trying to get caught up, man. Trying to rebuild the Facebook page, the BDST Facebook page that had over 3,000 followers. Just sad. Oh, you'll be at, oh, okay. Yeah, you just said that. I'm sorry, Wayne. You just said you were going to be in Radford. Well, maybe you can finish up on Saturday and then you can go Sunday. Go to Big Lick on Sunday. Check it out. I'll let you know how it is tomorrow. Thank you, Brian Woodward. Almost, yes. We're almost at the 1 year anniversary. On Tuesday will be the official 1 year anniversary. Wow. Blows me away. But yeah, coming out of the Iowa game, Ethan Grunkemeyer was really good. Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm not. Yeah, it's sad what's happened to Lex Luger. It is. It is. He'll be in a wheelchair, and he looks very frail. And he's had all sorts of health issues. He attributes a lot of it to all this, all the steroids and all the synthetics that he was on for so many years. Yeah, Ron Simmons will be there. I do want to meet. I'd like to meet Ron Simmons. It's Oklahoma, right? Is that where he played? I'd like to meet Ron Simmons. Be kind of cool. Kind of cool. But so yeah, Tech fans can take good and bad out of the Penn State finish last year. Team got a lot better when they changed coaches. And the team got a lot better when the quarterback came in and got better. So the reports yesterday's people, it wasn't much. It was just empty periods. And then Franklin had his post-conference press conference. There was some footage there early of, just hitting receivers. Nothing during when the meat was flying, bullets were flying. Yeah, believe it or not, Brian, Lex wasn't all natural. Who knew? Well, many of those guys, most of those guys were, and we're not just talking juicing up. We're talking juicing up to the max. Franklin said he didn't like day one of practice. He thought day two went a little better, energy-wise, organizational-wise. General comments, right? And that's, that's the way it's just going to be coming out of their camp. Oh, FSU. What did I say, Oklahoma? Who was wasn't there an Oklahoma wrestler? I thought there was a wrestler that went to Oklahoma. Wayne? Who was the, am I not remembering that right? I thought there was a wrestler who went to Oklahoma. But anyway, yeah, it was FSU. Yeah, I'm going to look for Ron Simmons. I'd like to say hey to him. I know they each charge for pictures and all that. I don't really care about that, but I'd like to say, hey, man, hey, Ron, how are you? That'd be kind of cool. You want to come on the show? Love to have you on the show. It'd be great. We got Mike and then Jen coming up. I guess Mike's good to go today. I didn't hear otherwise. Yeah, checking messages here. A lot of times I'll get a text that I miss because I get involved in the show and people, hey, did you see my message? I couldn't blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't see it. You lied. All right. No, Mike should be here then at some point. But, yeah, it was good stuff. Good stuff with Coach Elmo right there. Steve Williams, Dr. Death. There you go. There's the Oklahoma guy. I knew, see, somewhere in this mind that continues to get away from me, I remember Dr. Death Steve Williams. So Ron Simmons, FSU, and Dr. Death Steve Williams at Oklahoma. Joining us now on the program, he is the doctor of wit and chicanery. He is Mike Ashley. What's going on?
Oh, too early this morning, my pal. No, I'm good.
You look great. You got another cool shirt on. I see people love your shirts. So yeah, that's nice.
Yes, fashion plate, Mike Ashley. Yes, Dapper Dan here.
How's your week, man? What's going on? What you been looking? Yeah, yes, you are. Bo Brummel, baby. What's going on? How's everything?
I've been in Delaware, and now I'm here. And the rain follows me, and the heat. So yeah, that's my. I'm unemployed again. I finished 2 hard weeks of NBA coverage.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, it keeps my hand in the game there, so to speak. And,
correct.
And then I was agonizing over, this is the kind of stuff you get into, though. And it's so weird because I write college football in April. Okay, April, college football. And then I write the NBA, in July and some into August. The NBA, I'm so out of season. No wonder I messed up, and you retire. And I was telling my wife last night, every day's Saturday. You just don't know what day of the week it is. Every day is Saturday, and Sunday is usually something going on, or church or whatever. You think about that stuff. TV changes for the bad sometimes, and but every other day it's Saturday. So there you go.
Yeah.
And
you
have no pity for me, please, because yes, I was working stiff for a long, long time, and as Rick Watson will attest, in our business, there are no weekends. You work more on the weekends.
Yeah, coming up. Yeah, this was it. This week is the last one for me for a long time.
Right. I'm so sorry. When I used to call SIDs this time of year, I would always apologize. I'd say, okay, I know you're up to years at our schools, mid-majors, soccer or whatever. You're getting ready for all those seasons, or and the football schools. But at the football schools, they always have a lot more help. So I didn't feel quite as sorry for them. At Radford, it was a 2-man show in the SID office, and still pretty much is. 2 guys got to get everything done, answer every question. Of course, there are no media to ask questions anymore. So
that's true.
22, I guess.
That's true. Well, you'd appreciate, as bogged down as we are, and as negative as things are, I kind of thought about you this week because we've been doing media days all week for our fall sports, right? The young people come out, and like soccer and volleyball, they're gonna, they get all dolled up, and they're looking, and they're all taking pride, and you hear them talking, and you get involved in their conversations, and I needed that pick me up, just talking to these young. Our women's soccer program, if people don't know, is by far our most successful program. 11 NCAA tournaments under Ben Sarabi, and just hearing those young ladies and talking to them, and then they tell you how much they appreciate the broadcast, how much their family gets to watch and things like that. I just think there's why we still do it, especially at our level. And you kind of lose track of that because of all the crap and all the bad news and all the greed and money and lying and lack of leadership. But then there those young ladies are, and those young men from soccer, and they're in front of you, and you're like, all right, I needed that. This is why I needed that little pick-me-up,
Yeah, Obi-Wan Sarabi does an incredible job there. Of course, his fishing season is over, so he's
soccer now. Yeah.
But I'm sure he's the same way. I got to tell you, what you say is so true, and for so long it keeps you young, being around the kids, in college athletics programs. I always tell people I got to be a college student for like 17 years since I stayed right after college and kept working at Radford and Virginia Tech, and so I was always associated with that. And then when you get out, even though I was driving up to Maryland pretty regularly, covering sports there, and maybe some at other schools too. But you're not immersed in it like you are there, where day to day you see those kids. They drop by your office. You get to feel like you're kind of part of their lives. And that was the thing I really missed when I left the day to day athletic department life.
We're having a basketball scrimmage today. I may have heard wrong. I thought I heard that Mike Eads might be in Dedmond today. Yeah. Yeah, we might have some stuff going on today. So
Coach Chu is connected. He can pull out the big guns.
I thought I heard that yesterday. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah. They're gonna have official. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be a real game scenario today. So that'll be kind of cool.
Are you gonna get to see that?
Yeah, I got invited. It's limited. Obviously it's closed, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll be checking that out. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I will need a full report there because
I will give you that. Yeah.
Thanks to not being part of Blue Ribbon anymore.
No.
But I will get up to speed quickly now that I don't have to worry about whether or not Anthony Davis is going to sign this week or leave for another team, which really changes the copy. You can imagine.
That's true. So as your former coach that you used to cover all the time, Mike Loxley, I thought he made he made a little noise with his 4-8 comments. I don't know if you saw the presser. He goes, "Well, we were 4-8. I know I'm a 4-8 coach, but the 4-8 last year was a much different 4-8 than the year before." I'm like, not really. No, it's really not. It's still 4-8.
You know what? I have not seen those comments, and that's the day I was driving back, and I knew that, and I thought about that. I made a comment to Mario, and I've said it here before. That was like back to school day. You go see your friends again for the first time since last school year, right? So, but I know what you mean. I could break it down for you. It really is. There's teams in the Big Ten you are not going to beat. You're going to think you have a chance, but you really don't. You're going to get pounded. And then there are other teams that, you might pound, although Maryland's been down at that end now where they get pounded by just about everybody or get beaten. And then there's those games in the middle, 50-50 games. And those where you got to make your bones if you want to get to that, 6-7 win plateau and ease into a bowl game of some repute. And that's where Maryland just always is right now with that. And even though Michael Loxley's done a really incredible job recruiting, what does that mean anymore? That sometimes means that you're just preparing a kid to go somewhere else and be even more successful, which is what the problem we're talking about now. But yeah, I think Maryland can be competitive again this year. They should definitely take a step up, but I was writing that every year. So, I'm glad it's got to step back and just wait and see what happens. I do know they have some good players. They got a Remington candidate center, and they got a linebacker again that's pretty good. And my boy that started at Maryland and finished at Michigan, Jayshon Barham, looks like he's got a great chance to make the Cowboys roster, something else I keep up with. So I'm pretty excited about that.
I said Mike Eads. I meant Roger Ayers. I don't know why I said Mike Eads, but anyway.
Well, that's better because we like Roger. He's a saving guy. And
Roger Ayers.
Yeah,
I think Roger's going to be there today. Yeah.
And he's as good a guy as you think he is. Because
I love Roger. Roger's great.
I've seen him. There was a video of him going around late in the game. Somebody had a chance to get off the bench and get into an NCAA game for the first time, and Roger created a dead ball just so they could make that substitution. I mean, how cool is that? And then the other thing I always loved is every year when I made my trek at the end of the year down to catch a Virginia Tech game, a Radford game right before the tournament, and it would always time for the ODAC tournament. So I'd always stop in the first day of the ODAC tournament. And who did I run into every year there? Roger Ayers would be there at the ODAC officiating the game because that was his local place, and he wanted to show that it was important to him and the community. So I just thought that was really cool too, because he didn't make as much money at an ODAC game as he did, at an ACC.
Correct. Yeah, a little different check size. This just in, right? This just
right.
Get a hamburger to take on the road. Here you go. Thanks for stopping by, Roger. You had a great call tonight. You were terrific. Yeah.
Have you ever seen that website? I don't know if it's a website or what you call it, but there's a where is Roger Ayers? And they probably
I have. I know. Where's Roger? Oh, it's great. Yeah.
The guy works a lot. He works a lot.
Christian asked Mike, before we get into open mic, will Maryland fans show up for the Tech game, or will it be basically a home game for the Hokies? The fanship up there, you were around it, you were going to games. Maryland football hasn't really responded, has it, to the Big Ten edition?
It all depends on the students. If they can get their students out to the game, and it's a lot like it was how I remember it was at Virginia Tech back before Enter Sandman and all that. Students would roll in maybe first quarter, so it's Yeah, I'm not going to say they're fair weather fans, but they haven't been engaged in recent years, and obviously it being a somewhat local rivalry, I think their fans will show up. The season tickets holders will turn out, and and of course it'll be a packed house because of Virginia Tech, which is an underrated part of the whole Virginia Tech thing that people outside this region don't understand. I would think Virginia Tech's a very attractive home and home series for teams around here.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely. All right.
And,
Well,
it's the Franklin Bowl too. I forgot.
It is. It is the Franklin Bowl.
There's a little bad blood between the coaches here. So
I kind of get that sense. Yeah, kind of get that sense. It could escalate on that Saturday. It could escalate between those two squads. Yeah,
they were both assistants when I first got here, I always thought of them as good friends, but then in recruiting against each other in the region, Penn State and Maryland, it's it got a little crazy, and Coach Franklin didn't mind putting the screws to Maryland pretty big in some cases. There were some lopsided scores again. And remember, this goes back to way before me, back in the 90s, I guess, when Penn State laid like a 77 to 3 on them or something like that. Ridiculous.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points in a football game. Did you watch the game last night? It was actually, you know what? I know it's the first preseason game. I didn't care. I just wanted to watch some football. It was actually a pretty good game given what it is, and a bunch of young guys running around. But 33-30, and some guys we know from the ACC. Carson Beck looked good. Haynes King looked good. I mean, it was football, man. Hall of Fame weekend, special weekend. So,
well, I like Carson Beck, and I was the same way. It was so good because there was a night last week when I looked at the ESPN schedule, and there in an hour time slot we had cornhole, pickleball, and banana ball, and I was like, no. Somebody needs to institute a salary cap or something for these athletes. Please stop and stop bunching them this way. Just don't do it. So yes, a little football back is good for the soul. I watched the opening. I got a little bit of color and pageantry, and I was sad. I didn't stick around for the end to watch the players that will be insurance agents in a month.
I know.
No offense.
Well, I finished. No. I finished up with Pop last night, and then I started watching the second half, and it kept being a good game. So I didn't plan on it, but I was just sitting there watching football. I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty entertaining, man. I'm going to keep watching. And sure enough, I did. Mark says, "Good morning, Mr. Radford." That's you. Are you boys keeping an eye on Chicago State football? No, we're not. Sorry,
not even
Mark.
Jay Burwanger comes back.
That's right. All right, open mic time.
I have that wrong.
That's all right.
What we got? Burwanger is, by the way.
I know the name.
I
Tell me.
He was a Heisman Trophy winner, and I think he was the first NFL draft pick.
That the 40s, like the 40s or 30s or something?
Maybe, yeah, something like that. I just love that name. What a great football name. That's when they had great Burwanger.
That is a great football name.
He was not offered enough money, and he ended up working in a factory his whole life.
Really?
That doesn't happen today. Nobody doesn't get offered enough money.
That's true. Yeah, I guess I'll play for that. Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What are we opening Mike about today?
We're gonna go back to two of my passions combined: mowing and basketball, because I think I've had that experience. The other day on my personal baton death march of mowing my yard, I thought back to my formative years as a lawn delengthening artist. My first job there on Conhurst Boulevard in Salem, next to Lakeside Amusement Park and parallel to East Main Street. I mowed the lawn 2 houses down professionally to earn my comics and trading card money, and I mowed my yard because my mom fed and clothed me. I took pride in keeping them up. My mom loved me, and Mr. Winters gave me $6 a week. That was a high-stress gig, though, for young Mike. Mr. Winters ran Sherwood Memorial Park, the nearby cemetery, and he was particular about lawn maintenance. back in my own shady oak-filled yard, I mowed from the sidewalk back to the house and up the big hill and back, side to side, long swaths, steadily climbing. Usually took about an hour and a half with our persnickety propelled push mower, but sometimes faster when I turned off the propelled part and ran to finish. That happened at the top of the hill, where I could see across my street and East Main Street to Conehurst School and a parking lot behind on an adjacent higher hill. I could see the basketball rim at one end and what we called the Cone Dome. Couldn't see who they were, but could see the older guys' cars parked there. So I had an idea of who was playing and how many. Also, by the speed at which a shot would go up, that was another clue. You could estimate how many players and whether it was full court or half court, and know how urgent it was to get your butt over there. Most days, I didn't even change my grass-stained shoes. I had a hierarchy of shoes then. The top of the rotation, my best basketball playing shoes, Converse and later Nike. Those kicks could double as dress shoes for school and church, though not on Sundays. Next was the pair I had just upgraded from, moved down to everyday outdoor basketball use, and then the pair that they had replaced dropped down to the lowest rung, mowing shoes. Those babies were pretty slick on the bottom, but it helped me turn faster with the mower. Speaking of Sundays, peering out my church's stained glass windows during the sermon as the clock ticked to noon, I had a similar view from on top of my hill. Couldn't make out who was playing through the pretty glass prism, but could tell how many and see if those heathens were running full court. I would scoop up the well-worn leather ball. Never should have used that ball outdoors that much. Run across my street, over the little ridge, and down and across 4 lanes, starting my dribble when I hit the East Main pavement. Then up the steep hill to the parking lot and hopefully right into a game. Now, when I finish mowing, I'm too tired to pull open the screen door to get in the house. Time, and in my case, knees and waistline got away from me. Basketball paradise has been paved over, fully absorbed by American National University's parking lot in the old neighborhood. There's no possible way to get any part of my yard mowed for $6, and my shoe rotation is much simpler. I just wear the ones that don't hurt my feet.
Good stuff. And there's still nothing better than the smell of cut grass, in my opinion. Is there?
Oh,
come on.
No, but just it's one of those tasks you can do and it's done and you can tell it's done and you can be satisfied and you go in and have your beverage with a smile on your face. And you don't often get that feeling in life as you get older, I find. So I really enjoy that. And if people have similar stories that they can tie those mundane tasks to, I'd love to hear them.
Oh, yeah. Those are great days, man. Now I just, I'm like you. My yard is really kind of large, especially in the backyard. So now I have someone do it. But whenever it's done, I like to just sit out there and sit there on the edge of the porch and just bring it all in, man. It's still, they need to make that a cologne for dudes. Mowed grass. Right?
That is great. Yeah. Well, let me quickly relate a bad old man thing about me. I got so mad at my cable TV this summer. I said, that's it. I'm done with you guys. So I cut it down to the bare minimum just so I could watch what had to be watched. And if you think about summer, big whoop. What is there to watch? Pickleball, cornhole. Good God, people, stop it. Anyway, I cut it all down, and it will cost me maybe to get the full package again, which I will do. Shh, don't tell them. Because I'm still in negotiations. When I get the full package, it'll cost me about $60, which is ironically about what it would cost to get my lawn paid for. So I figured this is all an investment in my future happiness.
There you go. See, it's a little trade-off there.
That's what life's all about, right?
That is what life's. Yeah, the trade-off to keep us moving. That's exactly right. 100%. Well, great stuff as always, my friend. You got any plans this weekend? What are you getting into?
Yeah.
What do you do in Delaware on the weekends? What's a Delaware weekend like?
Well, those are fun because you can go to the beach and stuff. But I'm back in Fairfax.
Oh, you're in Fairfax. That's right.
I've got a nephew getting married next week, ironically to a girl from Northern Virginia, and so we are like it's like being a World Cup site. You know, there's the main World Cup site over at their house in Woodbridge, and I'm a secondary venue here so we're going to be hosting a lot of family. So yeah, Mike's got to go do some yard work here.
Hey,
yay me.
Yay you, yay.
And clean the back day, because I think people will be sleeping down here this week. So
yeah, okay. All right. Well, have a great weekend as always, my friend.
I look forward to seeing everybody soon this fall, hopefully. And have you broken the news about what we're planning later this month?
No, go ahead. Do that.
Oh, I opened negotiations with the estimable Ray Cox and Ralph Barrier, and I plan to get those two guys on with you and I and talk New River Valley District football memories.
Yes. And I'll just stay the hell out of the way and let you guys do your thing.
I'm really looking forward to that.
That'll be fun.
I have such a good time every time I talk to Ray Cox. So and music would be a big topic to bring up with Ray too. He is quite the aficionado. Anyway, so we have that to look forward to. And until then, Goober's.
We will. All right. Hey to Goober. Have a great weekend in Fairfax or Northern Virginia.
Wherever I am, I will.
All right, my friend. Good stuff, Mike Ashley. I know you do. Mike Ashley. Great stuff. Wherever he is, he has a good time. We're going to have Ray Cox on, Ralph Barrier, and we're going to talk New River District football. We could throw Coach Mabry on there, too. It'll be a lot of fun. Ray, one of my all-time favorite people that covered sports, reporter. We had so many great. The Roanoke Times at that time was really flourishing, and they had so many good sports reporters at that time. The late Randy King, who we just lost fairly recently, just good people, man. Fun people to be around, good at their jobs, but never took themselves too seriously. And I think that's the key. Take what you do seriously, but don't take yourself so seriously that you put yourself in a light that you don't belong, right? And those guys were the personification of it, man. Good people. Those were the days. But you can't tell me, dudes, that you wouldn't. I mean, even if it's not a cologne, and if you did get a mowed grass cologne, it wouldn't be to try to attract females. It would just be for your own enjoyment throughout the day. Oh, I can't wait to smell me. Oh, that was crabgrass, and you can have different grass. Or a air freshener, a Glade air freshener. Make it cut grass. High top tennis shoe. Yeah, I think high tops were kind of in the thing. Yeah, they were kind of a thing. Candles, Ray says on the professional door text line. Is there a candle? He says there's a mowed grass candle. Uh-oh. Really? I mean, I'm not doubting you, Ray, but really? All right, let me hang on. Mowed grass. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know why I questioned you, Ray. There's a lot of them. Fresh cut grass. Why does it say it's a Yankee candle? It's called riding mower. I can't make it up. There it is. Gee, guess what my next purchase will be? Riding mower from Yankee Candle. Brian prefers fescue. Fescue is fine too. It's all fine. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate you. Mowed grass. I mean, there it is in all of its glory. I'm sorry, it's called riding mower. It's got a dude on there. Is that real? I guess it's real. Now I'm wondering if that's just AI. Because everything is freaking AI, right? Riding mower candle. Sorry, I now become obsessed with this here. If it's yeah, I don't know. It didn't show up on Amazon. I have to look that up and see. That might be fake. But anyway, Wayne says you can go to Panera after buying your Yankee candle. Am I falling into that now? But at least it would be a manly purchase of a candle. Doesn't that account for something? Right? I mean, it's a chore-related candle. It's not a, fresh-cut rosary. It's not daffodil. Mowing the yard. Having that just kind of perpetuate in your home for a few hours. Yeah. But I did see some versions of it. I don't know if the Yankee candle was real. No, I don't need any old man New Balance. I don't think I'm segueing into that. Fresh cut hay, yeah, absolutely. Smitty on our professional door text line. Absolutely. Yeah, working in the hay fields, yeah, there's a very nice low country. If you I think whatever it is, Wayne, what is it? $5.99 to $2.99 a month, $5.99 a month. You to avoid the ads. The ads are done, by the way, by YouTube when you reach a certain level. I don't control those. You do get a little financial support from it, but I do not control how those run. Which is why they want you to get to a certain level of views and rewatches and subscribers so they can run ads on what you're doing. If they feel like they can't, then they take your channel down. So what is it, Wayne? Is it, I don't even know. I really don't. I've never really even looked at it. There is a option on there to support. What's up, Scissors? Good to see you again. Welcome back. $5.99 and no ads. Yeah, low country. And look, I'd never ask anybody to spend money. It's appreciated, the people that have. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps. This is not an inexpensive endeavor. But that's how you do it. But I know it can be frustrating, and I know you have to sit through them. I have to do it on a lot of things that I watch. But if you didn't have the ads running after almost a year, then there would not be a year two. Let's just say it the way it is. They would not keep you going. What's up, Eric? Happy Friday to you as well, my friend. It is Friday. This will be the last weekend I do not have games for a very long time. You're welcome anytime, Scissors. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. No worries. Good luck to you as well. Hope you have a great weekend. And thanks for subscribing. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Family Fencing, sponsor of our studios, 540-200-8294. FamilyFencingNRV.com. McClellan Chiropractic, 155 Walters Drive, sponsor of our chat room. Thank you so much. Marco. He'll be back as well, as will Family Fencing. It's great to have all these people excited to come back. Pulaski County Sports Entertainment, the presenting sponsor of this program. Thanks so much to them for all of their fine assistance. They're the best. Jonathan Sweet's nephew just got signed by the Jets. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. Thanks to Charles Lee. And thanks to them, how wonderful of a job they did on my own home. It's now been over a year. The BDST fan question of the week brought to you by the attorney Ryan Pry. That will also continue, 701 West Main Street, and it's Georgia and Ohio State. That's what you chose as your national title game in college football. We'll see. National Bank member FDIC, the exclusive banking partner, will continue to be the exclusive banking partner of this program for year 2, thanks to Larry Ramsey. Been with them for, I guess, 36, 37 years now. Awesome. Sponsor of our text line, Professional Door Incorporated, thanks to Travis Williams. Commercial garage doors, family owned and operated, 40 years in business, 674-0008. 674-0008. Thanks to the Ready Set Fund, ReadySetFund.com. Thanks to Bob Christ, BobChrist11@gmail. You can email him directly or go to the site and see if you can get folks to sign up for their way to make money for your athletic team and whatever else might be going on. All right, so here we go now. This is going to get serious because we have the new logo up for Sundown. Jeff Smith just sent it to me. We're going to get that thing up right now. There you go, Sundown Electric. Commercial, industrial, residential wiring. Reach out to them, keeping prices down, quality of work. Look at that logo. No wonder you want that on a t-shirt. That is cool. How cool is that? We'll continue to pop that up when we're going through our sponsors. Thanks, Jeff, for sending that here this morning, actually. Appreciate that. The NRV Super Bowl, 540-382-5525. Leagues are forming now. Men's, women's, mixed. And they're also doing it for kids. Cool as that. And Lawson's Mobile Home Supply, 300 North Franklin Street, Christiansburg. Call James, 540-318-8011. Manufactured parts for your home. And thanks to Brandon at Top Shelf Apparel, 616-8153, 4377 Lee Highway. They're the ones who made our T-shirts. And I don't believe I left anyone out, which is good. Rick, a bold prediction. UCLA win at least 7 games. Oof. That is a bold prediction. No VT votes. Wait. There you go, Christian, a Sundown Electric customer. There you go. Thanks, Christian. Let me look. Hang on. You want to do that right now while we wait for the princess to join us? Let's see here. UCLA. Beloved Bruins. Of course, they bring in Bob Chesney. They were 3-9 last year. One of those wins against Penn State. As 25.5-point underdog. All right. 7 wins. Well, they open at California against one of the conference's best quarterbacks. That's probably an L. San Diego State and Purdue back-to-back. We'll say they get one of them. We'll say they get the Purdue game just because the athletic director is a bozo. That stupid-ass comment he made about Indiana. I mean, how does that guy walk into the office and think he's going to be, hey, everybody, I'm in charge? Yeah, but you made that dumb comment about, hey, if you're not dedicated to winning, go to Indiana. You do realize they won the national championship, right? And their football coach has been in the playoff each of the first 2 years, right? Yeah, and Purdue's never won a natty, right? At Maryland. Having to go across the country? They're not going to win that game. At Oregon. Big L. Wisconsin, Michigan State, Nevada. Say they get maybe 1 or 2 of those. That's what, 3? 3 wins? I don't see them winning at Minnesota. Any road game. Maybe they do. Illinois coming in. At Michigan, at USC. I'm going to take the under on that, Christian. I think they're going to be a better looking football team with Bob Chesney, but that's not going to be a quick fix there. I'll be interested to see how that goes with him. I think that's a nice side story, even if you're not connected to JMU or UCLA, to see how Bob Chesney handles what I think is going to be a shock to the system when he shows up on game day in the Rose Bowl and he looks around and he sees more pigeons lined up at the top, around the top of that historic complex, that wonderful venue, than actually patrons. They will be better. They do have a good quarterback. He's got good coaches. He'll have some better talent. But it's going to take a while, I think. And that schedule's not, I mean, it's not like you look at it and go, oh my goodness, that's a murderer's row. But when you're 3-9 and you were literally one of the worst teams in the country the last 2 years, I think any schedules looks a little daunting. A lot of JMU kids are going to be starting. Wayne Knight will be the tailback. But we'll see. We will see. He does have UCLA. It was one of his most improved teams, Phil, still, because of the 5 Big Ten home games. They have the 5 home games this year. We'll see. They did get a bunch of guys they were able to retain once they realized Chesney was coming. Maybe there'll be a fun story this year. I don't know. I just think the football culture is so broken out there. See, that's the thing about Virginia Tech. I know the football team, the program has been broken for a long time, but the support culture, and I don't mean money, because obviously they needed to improve the money, but the fans and the support and the passion and all those things, all the intangibles, have never left the Virginia Tech program. And I do mean you understand evolving with the times of how things need to go, and a lot of that just tied around finances. Well, they've dedicated themselves to that. But I'm just meaning you didn't have to worry about fans showing up, the tailgates dwindling, people full throat on a Saturday, even if a game may get away from them. You don't have to worry about seeing maroon and orange on the road. They're going to be folks traveling to the game. So there was is it possible to say, an outside culture that was still strong with Tech football? The inside culture was broken, obviously. Brent Pry, let's just say it, Brent Pry did not do a good job here as the head football coach, as the curator, and he did not do a good job. And now we'll see how he segues into his new position. But I'm saying Tech never lost that. UCLA hasn't had it. Jim Mora may have had some aura left before he got kind of run out of there. New AD's a bozo. He's been there a while, but Martin Jarman is not a guy that makes you want to run through a wall if you're working inside that athletic department. I start to get more the impression that when you see athletic departments struggling and you see all these things, it's pretty weak at the top. Like you don't usually see strong strong athletic departments that don't have a strong, respectable athletic director. We'll see what happens with that regarding Blacksburg going forward. But usually when football programs get away from institutions, it's because they don't have a lot of leadership at the top. I don't have any hope for Purdue. I mean, sometimes first impressions the impression is all you needed. But when you're sitting there making the kind of comment that you made, and you've been a meme everywhere. All you did was embarrass your entire university. You're supposed to be coming in as the new leader of that athletic department. And you say something that's stupid. I mean, did he think he was going to be like, hey, I got one. Oh, yeah, I've got a dig here. Wait, you just wait. Wait till I bring this one out. Everybody get ready. This is why they hired me, baby, right here. This is why they brought me in. Get ready, everybody. Hey, if you're not ready to win a championship, go to Indiana.
Coach, this is Jimmy Thompson from the Purdue Gazette. You do realize that Indiana won the national championship last year?
What? Oh, that's right, they did. Scratch my comment, please. Really? Really? That's what you came out with? Really? Okay. Christian says, I still don't think the culture inside is fixed yet. No, probably not yet. No, I'm with you on that. It's too early to say that. Yes, Stephen, that's exactly how a reporter would sound. Yeah, what's wrong with that? All right, joining us on the program. Oh, look, I can tell already she's on the road again. Where are you this week? That's Jen, the First Lady of BDST. Good morning, Jen. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Can you guess, i.e., remember where I am? Because we talked about this last week.
Hang on. You're traveling with, I can't remember if it was recruiting or with Crown.
This is your first hint.
It's Crown. But where are you? Is this Indianapolis?
Crown necklace. I'm in Indianapolis.
That's credit. I get credit. For that, right?
Partial credit because you didn't initially remember. Partial credit. Half point. I was going to see Christian beat me to it. I was like, it looks like the Charlie's Angels hair remains. How did it go with your hairstylist? Did you just go and say, I really don't want to, I got a lot of compliments on this thing. I don't want to mess this up. I haven't really had an appointment or anything since then. And I appreciated the positivity. Oh, I wait, correction. Now I need a half-point deduction because I did have like a little touch-up, but I didn't get it cut. I just got my color updated a little bit. My highlights, lowlights. You know all this lingo.
I do. I understand it. I understand.
Untouched cut.
I understood that reference. Yeah, I did.
Okay. I know you've been trained. That's great.
I have. Well, dealing with you all these years, it helped. So, so how's it going? Well, how's Indy? How's Indy on a Friday morning?
Well, so far I have not been out of the hotel. so far it's been pretty great for me. I got back here. This competition runs very late at night typically. And I got back here close to midnight, maybe. So I'm just kind of rolling now, but I have all my curtains open. Looks beautiful outside. I've got a view of Lucas Oil across the street. And
that's cool.
Yeah, that's where we do the competition is at Lucas Oil.
That's what I thought.
I'm a little bit hoarse from all the yelling and the interaction with people.
What's the prognostication? How you guys going to do?
I think we're going to finish maybe third.
in the World Championships, and we're really, really excited about that.
Really?
Last few years we've been finishing 5th, 6th. I guess it was 2023 we finished 3rd, so it's been a minute. So it's very, very competitive. So to even be in the top 10 is such an honor and really fun to see the other corps, see what they're doing, just be around a lot of talented young people who are spending their summer doing this. They sleep on gym floors. They rehearse outside in the hot sun, like in Texas and stuff. They're traveling around the country competing, and they are rehearsing or performing about 8 hours a day. We've got to feed them like 7,000 calories a day. They burn so many calories.
Wow.
And it's really athletic what they're doing. It's really hard on their bodies, and it's impressive.
Sure. That's awesome. So how many schools are competing?
It's not by school. It's organized.
Or how many groups, I guess? Yeah.
Oh, okay. A whole lot. There are 2 divisions. There's one open class and there's a world class. We're in world class. Years and years ago, we were in what is essentially open class and won a world championship in that class. And then we kind of moved up at that point. So I don't know the exact number. A lot. Like you just wake up and you can hear drum cadences like across the city, people warming up. It's constant drum cadence in the background, and I love it. Like for me, it's heaven for a person who's really into this world. It's the most fun thing ever.
Well, I'm not surprised at all you're competing in the world class because they're led by a world class woman.
I am not leading. I love you. I am not their director. I wish. I mean, that's such an impressive thing, but I am on the board of directors. So I have a very fluffy job compared to what they do. I am not doing all the things I just talked about. I'm trying to help them with things like marketing and communications, acquiring money, donations. On the board of directors, we help a little bit with personnel management of the corps and things like that. But it's much more, it's the administrative side, which, it's a decent amount of work on that, but it's not the same as what they're doing. They're doing the real heavy lifting on it. And when you turn 21, you age out of the activity. So,
okay.
Very emotional too. We do have a Gamecock who is one of the star soloists in our performance. But it's people from all over the world. Like we have Japanese people who've auditioned, usually about 600, 700 audition for about 150 horn spots. And there's some Japanese students that bring a translator sometimes and come over to do it so they can understand rehearsal. And I mean, it's fascinating. So people who are part of Carolina Crown aren't necessarily from the Carolinas. They're from all over.
Okay. Jeff says, good morning, Jen. Rick gets a field goal instead of a touchdown on his remembering of where you were. Had to settle for 3, I guess.
3's better than 0.
Yeah, it's true. Don't want any zeros around Jen. Wayne says he saw the safety for the Seahawks wearing Gamecocks t-shirt on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that's Nick. Evan Worry, that's our boy. But he's having some health problems, I think. I think he broke his ankle or had ankle surgery or something.
Naturally soft from having been in your program? Is that what you're saying?
He is amazing. Have you seen him? He's great. Shush.
No, I have not.
Don't make me have you take the field goal off the scoreboard.
Take the points off the board. Take the points off the board. That's good. Some Gamecock love there from Hard Knocks. I have not watched any of Hard Knocks. So
Nick is amazing. He's very talented. But I know he's dealing with some kind of recovery. I think it's his ankle, but I'm not positive.
Well, hopefully he'll get better. When are you going to do, by the way, people are already asking when you're going to do your coaches rankings. I know you've already started preparation. I know you were very excited to wish Ryan Silverfield a happy birthday. I sent you that, so I'm glad you were able to take care of that. He's your favorite.
Yeah. I'm
Wow.
thinking maybe we do it the week before week 0 or week 0. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we need to still also do your South Carolina final score, your final honest record prediction too. That's always a popular segment with you. So we need to do those like back-to-back weeks. I want to leave time for that. Which one do you want to do first?
I would think the record would be first. I think the lineup of SEC coaches is a very fun, like, week before it starts. That's more fun.
It's all right. Well, you're the boss. That's what we'll do.
Well, I was thinking about it last night because we have various categories we're judged on here, like general effect and performance of percussion, performance of brass, etc. So I was thinking about the different categories I'm going to use for my own judging this time. So I need to finesse that.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good. That'll be good. Don't you think a great idea for a South Carolina t-shirt would be Shane Beamer's like bald spot, and then you put the opponent in there, like in the bald spot, like with some kind of slogan of how you're going to beat them this week? Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Carolina Brown. So anyway, you were so harsh on him. He can't help that. That's genetic.
I'm not saying just let it go.
Really
just
mean.
Go ahead and just get rid of it. Just let it roll.
I mean, I
let
personally,
it roll.
I like it when men just shave their head when they get to that point, like just go completely skin. But he's not there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, by the way, if you were like meeting a dude for the first time and you were going to an establishment and he happened before he left the house, he decided to go ahead and just spray a little bit of mowed grass cologne on, would you be attracted to that, being a football girl? I mean, I'm talking, that's one of my favorite smells, and I think that'd be a great cologne for a dude. Would that get you in the mood there if you smelled that on a guy?
I mean, I do kind of like that. I'm trying to envision what that would be like. I mean, certainly that's better than a lot of other things I smelled on dudes before. I think I'd pick that.
But when you take that, I mean, if you smelled like grass being outside and then he was like encouraging you to, hey, yeah, that's not a big enough meat tray you got going on there. Eat what you want, instead of sitting there judging you about it, right?
Yeah, well, I like the way that sounds. Sure.
He smells like grass, and you start talking about the SEC, and he can tell you about South Carolina's record for the last 5 years and what they've needed to do. Oh, my goodness, you'd probably get engaged after one date.
We'd have to talk about music a little bit. I can't handle it when guys are condescending about that, and they're like, oh, that's so cute. You play that little saxophone. I don't like that.
Is that one of those horns?
I love jazz so much, and I love Kenny G. He's my favorite jazz.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, anybody who calls Kenny G jazz also thinks the Dave Matthews Band was remotely talented. Yes.
Well, I'm going to argue that that band is talented. It's just they're not doing stuff we like. But
the band, okay, maybe I should change that. Dave Matthews is talented. The band was great, I guess. They sounded good. Just don't want to hear him open his mouth.
Yeah, well, his voice is not my favorite out there. I'd rather hear that Teddy Pendergrass I sent you. Shut the door. I'd rather hear that any day of the week versus Dave Matthews. But
that's why he's my one shining moment guy, the NCAA basketball tournament theme. I want to hear Teddy Pendergrass. Yeah, he did the original. Was Teddy Pendergrass.
I didn't know that. You just taught me
should
something.
look it up.
That's the way this should be, this kind of synergy. If I'm having to bring all the music love and the person's just sitting there and like don't care.
See, what I'm doing is giving you a preview of what your next good date should look like. See, I'm able to bring that up. You bring up Teddy Pendergrass, and what do I immediately go? Oh, well, did you know this? And then you're like, hey, not only that, he smells like cut grass. Oh yeah, this is going places.
I'm trying to imagine. There is kind of a distinct cut grass smell from home that I think I don't know why. Maybe somebody who understands grass and they're grass specialists out there. I know Virginia Tech has some sort of.
I was going to say we should get Mr. Underwood on. Yeah, we should get Casey Underwood on and let him explain. Absolutely.
The South Carolina fresh cut grass to me does not smell as good as Virginia cut grass. I don't know why. It's a different kind of grass. I know we have more like centipede grass.
I get that.
and it doesn't smell as appealing to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. The heat might have something to do with it too, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Because you're
Virginia
what? You're
cutgrass
basically 10 degrees hotter all the time than we are.
at least. But yeah, I mean, I think Virginia cut
At
grass,
least, yeah.
it's that soft grass. It feels good on your feet up there. In South Carolina, it's kind of scratchy on the feet. It's not the same unless you like are at a real high dollar kind of place that has a groundskeeper taking care of it.
Wow, interesting. No. Well, I don't know. I just think it'd be a great idea. I mean, you could get a nice plate of meat, some nice bourbon, talk about the SEC, and he's bringing up Teddy Pendergrass, and then you're thinking, hey, I think I might let this dude call me again. All right, after this one.
I don't know. At this point in my life, I'm just
Right?
I'm all right with free
Maybe.
agency. I'm not really working too hard to try to change that. Got a pretty nice life as is.
Right. Yeah. I understand.
I mean,
So openers are coming up. Did you watch any of the game last night? It was a preseason football game last night. So
I
anybody
know,
watch that?
but I was at that competition. I'm going to be at the competition throughout the night for the next 2 nights also. So sadly, no football. But after this weekend, I will fully transition into football mode.
And I watched. It was good last night. I mean, it is what it is. But it was a couple of guys. Haynes King, who I liked a lot at Georgia Tech, was playing really well in the second half. So I was watching a lot of that, and it was fun. It was fun watching him play. I mean, he looked good last night. I don't know whether he'll stay that way or not, but it looked pretty good last night. So
Well,
I liked
I
it.
tried to talk my brother Neil into going with me to the Commanders game where John Riggins is going to be honored. And I don't know, Neil is not that excited about it, but I really want to go. So I went ahead and bought tickets. So if Neil won't go, I'll try to talk with my other friends that are going with me, meet me up there.
I'm good. I'm glad you're going to be there. You had to be there for that.
That's what I told Neil. Like, this is important. But he's not feeling it.
Well, I think there's certain things you don't want to miss, like me going to see Randy Gradishar at the Hall of Fame. I had to do that. He was the reason I became a Broncos fan back in 1976, and he was the reason I wanted to play the linebacker, so I had a chance to go there, and he'd been long overdue. You know, I'm watching Luke Kuechly get in so soon after he played, and he was a great player, but he wasn't the player Randy Gradishar was. And Randy Gradishar had to wait all the way to the last time he could get in before he got in. He waited like 20 years. So I get it. You have to go to things like that.
Well, I just feel like more and more I have to block out time in my life to do those things because otherwise I just won't do them. I'll just work and work and work some more, go to the gym, be practical. And that's kind of boring, but you gotta make yourself find time for the things you want to do.
Right, exactly. Take care of people, your own people, yourself, before you can't go out and treat other people well unless you're treating yourself well, right?
Yes, I have to remind myself of that.
Christian says, Jen, I'll save you some time thinking about South Carolina. At best, 6 wins. Whoa, how about that?
I mean, I can understand why someone would say that after how we looked last year.
Six wins? Well, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to look. I can't remember. We've looked at it once quickly, but 6 and 6. 6 and 6. You will.
Scenario, like someone's assuming we're going to lose to Arkansas or Mississippi State. And I don't think we're going to lose those 2 games personally. But we will delve into it. I'm not prepared to do it all now, but I 6 is not good enough. Beamer, I don't think would be back with 6.
I don't either. I mean, I think he's gone.
If we beat Clemson, maybe.
Maybe, but I tell you that I think that I don't like that mind think about, like, okay, you win one game. That'd be like Tech fan saying, hey, you beat UVA again this year. James Franklin ended up going 5-7, so you salvaged the year. Or UVA fan saying we won 3 games, but we ended the Tech streak. I think that's a poor mentality. I hope that's not what. I hope that ADs don't actually think that way. They might.
I don't think they think that way. I think fans, rich fans, sometimes think that way. Personally.
Yeah. No, they do.
I think they have the influence on the AD with that.
No, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the Purdue bozo and what he said? Did
No,
you see the AD, what he said about Indiana?
Who are you talking about? What happened?
A couple of days ago, they introduced the new AD at Purdue, and he made some comment like, well, hey, I came here. If I don't have people surround me that want to be dedicated to winning a championship, all you people can go work at Indiana. What's wrong with that statement? Who won the Natty last year?
I know, it's like that seems like an upgrade. So why is that so terrible? I don't understand. That is kind of bozo-ish. I don't get it.
Purdue all time, I think they showed a chart. Indiana's won like 24 total national championships in all sports. Purdue's won 2 or 3. You're coming off the hottest coach in the country, right? And Jen thinks he's the hottest coach for other reasons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's been in the playoff. Took over the losingest program in the history of Division I college football, and he's got them in the playoff each of the first 2 years and wins a natty. And then you've got an AD thinking he had this real jab. Hey, I'm going to get them. I'm going to break bread with all the Purdue brethren. And now they're all like, who's this bozo? Can we reopen the position? Can we hire somebody else, please? Jeez Louise.
I did not see that.
What an idiot.
That's, yeah. More and more these ADs really need good PR managers and people prepping them because they're in the public so much. And a lot of them are not well prepared for those moments. I think our AD is. I would say that about him. He's good.
Well, he's fired up. That's why. And nobody knows it more than Shane, right? He didn't hire him, so he's got a guy that's a business dude and understands. So yeah, he's going to be very aggressive. I get the sense your AD is going to be very aggressive on the decisions that he makes.
He is, and we're in the middle of massive stadium renovations, and the heat is on because you can imagine how much money's been poured into that.
How is it going to increase the size of the stadium down there, or what are they doing?
It's actually, at least temporarily, going to decrease the capacity because there's more upscale seating now. They're trying to make more money off that. We have more suites now, and so they had to pull some of the seats in order to accommodate the new suites.
What's your stadium hold? Like 77, something like that? 70?
Yeah, it's in there. I want to say it went from like 78 to like 73 or something like that in the changes. Is that right?
No.
I'll have to put this stats.
So they're trying to get more highbrow quality seats for people to pay. Then I got you.
Right, like corporate people who want suites. And one of my neighbors told me he committed to one. I can't remember how many millions of dollars it was. It was a lot. And you have to commit, I think, for several years, a contract for a few years to get one.
Millions? Wow.
The one he got, yes. I don't know if that's typical. I have not checked into it personally. My school of music salary would not allow for that, but
millions. Wow.
Neighbors who are doing them, yeah. But he's also, keep this in mind, this particular person I'm referencing is in the very top tier of the Gamecock Club, and I think there are only 9 people at that level. So he's not like you and me. Something different.
Well, it's a select clientele who can afford that, but if they've already made it in life that way and they're looking for highbrow things to do, that's why you go after them, because they might be like, hey, you know, and that might, to them, that might just be sock money, right?
Well, and I think people in general are inclined to pay for experiences nobody else can have, exclusive experiences, versus like if you ask them for the money, saying you're going to pay a player with it. That's it. There's a different perception of that, I think, of quality and what you get back for your money, return on investment sometimes. And I think people are drawn to the experiences that they can have that nobody else can have.
Wouldn't it be great to have sock money? Hey, how much is that? Hang on. Let me just pull this out of my shoe. Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good. Let me have two. Wouldn't that be great?
Not familiar.
No.
Don't know.
No. Heck, I'm just hoping I have enough money to go get socks. You know, get a pair of socks. But
Well,
so what are you doing? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying it is nice to be at a point in life for both of us where I can do things like buy tickets to the Commanders game and go up there. Like, to me, that's satisfying and that's enough. I don't think
Sure. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. So what's your day like now? Take us through your day before you get to the competition. What are you going to do in Indianapolis? You're going to go over to Lucas Oil? You're going to try to hang out with some of the Colts? What are you doing?
I am going to meet up with some of the Carolina Crown board of directors. We're going to go hang out and eat breakfast together. And then we have an event at lunchtime today where the boards of all the different drum corps get together, the board of directors from Blue Devils, which is they're in California. All the ones across the country all get together and we eat lunch and kind of share some tips and ideas. With all the traveling and fuel costs being so high, we've all had a hit financially from that because our groups travel around the country in buses. And that's been really difficult. Yeah. So that's created a strain on our budget. So we just kind of talk about all those things together and share ideas and tips and get to know people from other organizations. A lot of them will run things too, like huge fundraisers. So, you know, some of them have things like a bingo hall, has big props, things like that they're bringing in and out off the field. It is nice to be there. It's such a beautiful place to watch football and band and drum corps, all those things.
Well, listen, Low Country says, why aren't you getting my Amex Black card?
Who wants to send me? That's my question. Be happy to be on your bill. Let me know.
Maybe that the guy shows up in the restaurant with his fresh cut glass cologne and grass cologne goes, by the way, you want to borrow this weekend when you go watch the Crown?
That's pretty attractive. I would sign up. Now that may make me want to rethink the free agency component, but we could talk.
I understand. Well, look at it this way. At least you're not North Carolina. So in the last month, Steve Belichick, of course, Bill Belichick's son, his wife missed a court date. She was being looked for by the authorities. There was a warrant put out for arrest. Mike Lombardi, their GM, puts on administrative leave. And now Steve misses a scheduled media availability, and now he's on medical leave. That's what's going on at North Carolina. That probably doesn't break your heart, does it?
Does not. That's okay. Yeah, that's all right.
So right now you are, without a doubt, the Carolina.
I will tell you this also. Bill Belichick would be with Ryan, what's his name, Silverfield. Am I getting it right? At Arkansas. He would be a close competitor for last place together for somebody I would want to.
Well, I really don't understand.
I mean, he's not even hot.
I don't understand why you feel that way.
If you're gonna go with the old dude with a bunch of money, yeah, he's gonna be grumpy, but he's got to at least be a little bit cute.
I know a little 20-something that feels differently than that. Jen, I don't appreciate that. I don't know what my son's dealing with right now.
Mm-hmm. He's
Well, you used that term twice. Ryan Silverfield and Bill Belichick each getting a
negative 100%.
Well, best of luck to your crew. Here's pulling for a top 3. and let me know how it goes, will you?
Means we get medals, so we want that for our people. We want them to be
Okay.
medal.
Yeah.
So that would be great.
Well, keep me updated. I'm generally interested. I hope it works out for everybody. So yeah.
You would like it? I'll send you a link to the show, and you can watch it.
Okay. Okay. And then if I don't watch it, make sure you send me the results too, will you?
I know you. I know how it works. I've got you. I'm not new to this.
That's just crazy talk. What?
If you just weren't so cute and fun,
all right.
Keep me in.
I know, right? That's what I do. I can't help it. All I do is walk around. People just, You have a good weekend. Good luck to everybody. Seriously, all right? Tell them we said here at BDST we're pulling for them. So.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. And we'll be back on Football Talk after I get this right. Yeah,
we're getting close now to the schedule preview, and then, of course, we'll break down the coaches in the SEC from most dateable to least dateable. We're excited. That'll be fun. All right, be a good girl. Stay safe.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Be good. Eat well. Eat lots of meat. All right, be good. There you go. she can handle that. She's the Gamecock girl. Girl of the program. Good stuff. What did I do here? Did I hit the wrong thing? Boom. Boom. All right. Yeah, I know. All right, there we go. Bye. Okay. I smell like fresh cut strawberries. Thank you, Wayne. Can't wait to get the season started. I'm not going to have a coaching staff left, and I don't have a GM, but I cannot wait to get started. I'm Bill Belichick, for God's sakes. Thanks, everybody. Great week. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Thanks for all the new subscribers. We grow each and every week. Thanks to Coach Elmo, Mike Ashley, and Jen today. Have a good weekend, everybody. If you're around the Big Lick Comic-Con in Roanoke tomorrow, I'll be down there. Come say hey. Be down there for a little while tomorrow. So me and the missus will be there. Stay safe, everybody, and enjoy. I write about it in the Patriot this week. If you're bored this weekend, if you don't want to watch the live Hall of Fame induction ceremony, watch some highlights. It's still two of the most wonderful weekends I have ever been a part of as a sports fan. There's reverence there. There's still some hallowedness to it. The hallowed halls remain in Canton. And it's an emotional day. So enjoy yourselves. Take care. Thank you again. And we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.